You mentioned energy, building up of energy. Do you have any idea of what they're actually doing? Are they like with these Xendras? I guess this would be sort of like a Xendra. Do you have any idea what they're doing? Is this like an interdimensional bubble, or what do you think is actually happening? Not that we really know.
Yeah, it's really interesting, Grant. The thing about Xendras and dimensional portals and all that stuff, in Rahma, you can consider those things. Some of those Xendras are, let's say, created by their technology, or that is what they say. So the energy that was building up around the group, you could say that was a form of Xendra. But then there are other portals that are created some other way, but by our minds. And at some point in Rahma, through the years, they invite us to go to places where these portals were open in order to close them. Like between the years of 1985 and 1990, Sixto Paz, the one that started Rahma in Peru, was invited with a group of people to go to Egypt and close a dimensional door in the big pyramid, the Giza, in the Giza plateau. And he was supposed to be there to close that portal that was creating a low vibration in the whole planet. And then in the year 2003, I was invited to do the same thing with my group in the, it's called the Death Valley here in California. And I went there and I was informed that in 1946, some people, some humans opened that doorway to a very bad energy or bad influence, and we were supposed to close that gap. And those jobs are a little different than the work of the Xendra, because in the Xendras, normally we have initiations. It's an experience of uplifting energies that make you feel good, and the other doorways are more like lower vibrations that you need to close in order to protect humankind.
Have you had one of these Xendra experiences where, you know, 7 people go in and you have an encounter inside, like it was described in 2014, 2015 at Shasta?
Yes. In 1989, I had one of those experiences in Chilca Desert. The group was about 300 people, but the ones that were inside, we were groups of 7. And the first group of 7, we received the initiations there. That was my first reception of the crystals inside a Xendra. Now, some of the times you can actually witness the form of a dome when the Xendra is being formed. Sometimes you only see the kind of like luminescent energy on the floor. Sometimes it's like a mist. And sometimes it's like a cloud condensed on top of the place, but without a defined form. So you cannot say that Xendras are the same all the time. No, they can really change and shift form, and even not be invisible, just something that you can sense.
As you probably know, both Des and I are sort of new to this whole thing. I sort of knew about who Rahma was, but I really didn't pay any attention until I had my own sort of experience at Mount Shasta in August. So can you describe to us, because we're both sort of fascinated with this sort of idea of antennas and Xendras, and particularly, you've mentioned it a couple times tonight, the crystals. For a sort of an English-speaking person who has never heard this experience, can you describe what the crystal ceremony is and what it gives us?
Okay, I'm going to tell you what we receive in Rahma. Not that I believe that 100%, but I'm going to tell you what we receive through the channeling. What these beings say is that the crystals are made of cesium. The cesium is an element in the periodic table of elements, the chemical elements. And this cesium, they say they get it from the moons in Jupiter. It's like they somehow work this cesium with their technology, and they create these crystals, kind of like tetrahedrons or small pyramids. And when you do the reception, you stretch your hands, your palms like this, and then these crystals form in your hands. When they are formed, what the instructor or the person that is guiding you does is they put together like crossing your hands and approaching them towards your chest, and then your heart chakra, or this center of energy in your chest, is going to absorb that energy. One of the crystals is going to invert itself and attach to the other, and they form this three-dimensional six-pointed star, like the Star of David. And they say that these crystals are actually helping humankind to process the energy that we are receiving right now from what they call the Manasic sun, or the sun in the center of the galaxy. They say the influence of the violet energy coming from the center of the galaxy is actually affecting all forms of life in planet Earth. And in order to be prepared to take that energy in the best way possible, we need these catalyzers of the energy, these crystals that we integrate in our heart chakra. So that would be the goal of receiving the initiation.
Because I've talked to a few people who've described it, and it's sort of almost like a confirmation in the Christian church or something, where it's like a major event. You said you had yours in like this Xendra event. Did things change? Do you sort of know that something's changed when this happens?
Do you mean something changed after the reception?
Yeah, in terms of yourself or the way you look at things, or is it a sort of an enlightening experience, or do you know it's happened, or?
Well, for every person is different, Grant. Some people can see them clearly when they are being formed. Some people just feel the energy in their hands. Most of the times it's just like a glow of light in your hands. The color varies. Not everybody receives exactly the same frequency of color. And yes, there is a reference of this. I found it in the Bible that says that to those that were chosen, they will receive these little white stones with a name inscripted. And it's very interesting because in Rahma we also receive a vibration called the cosmic name. It's a name that is assigned only to you. It's kind of like a mantra. Like when you go to India and one of these gurus gives you a special mantra that is just for you, something like that is your cosmic name. So the initiations in Rahma, the most common are the Xendra portal, the reception of the cesium crystals, and also the cosmic name. So yeah, there is a reference, or I think in the Bible there is a reference for this thing, which I don't know how to interpret right now, but I know there is a mentioning of these white stones that you are supposed to receive. And well, the crystals, as I say, are different, and the experiences of reception are different too. Some people are going to tell you that it's a moment very special where they feel the love inside and they feel the energy and their whole body vibrates. And some people are going to tell you, I saw the light, but I couldn't feel anything, or things like that. It's going to happen.
Okay, again, I've been at this for 42 years, and I had never heard of any of this stuff. And what impressed me, you just named them off: the cosmic name, the Xendra, the crystals. Why is this? Do you have any idea why this is just a Latino phenomena? That it seems to be very big in in your contact experiences? And yet I'd never heard this before, but it's very direct that everybody's talking about the same sort of protocols.
I wouldn't say it's just a Latino thing. The group I took to Mount Shasta in 2017 and 16, there were mostly Anglo-Saxon people, white people, and they received the crystals last time. So it's not just about the Latinos. Everybody can have this experience.
Yeah, I agree, but it's a Latino guy that's teaching people to do it. And so if I come, you're coming next year. You're going in August, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and are we gonna do this if I come? We're gonna do the crystals and the cosmic name and go through all the protocols and see if I wake up.
Look, Grant, that does not depend on me. It's not like I have the crystals in my luggage.
No, I'm saying, but you're going to do that training again.
Definitely. In 2016, when we went there, we had the sightings, but nobody received any initiation. Then the next year, 2017, the group was amazing. The energy rise quickly, and together we feel the energy. So the conditions were there. And then we received the automatic writing saying that no more preparation is needed. You are ready for the reception. And then on Saturday, you have the reception. So it doesn't depend on me. It's them observing how the group can integrate itself.
Yeah. Okay, I agree. So August is when you're intending to have it?
I didn't get the question, sorry.
Is August the time when you think you're going to have it?
Yes, in August we are going to Shasta, definitely, and we are going to practice the protocols. And I know for sure it's going to be a special experience because I want to do it at the same time Sixto is having his group of Spanish people in Shasta. So there is going to be two groups, and when two groups with high energy are working together, many special things happen. So I'm expecting that we're going to have a good time in Shasta in August 2018.